Hey guys, so March was crazy and busy. Yeah, we had some fun, but I'm back home now. And this place is a mess as usual. So yeah, grab a coffee and welcome to the March vlog. Okay, so this is the March vlog. Yeah, I need to clean up back here. I've been away for a while and it's been, like I said, it's been crazy. It's been busy. We had a lot going on this month. There was the animal rescue fundraiser. So I did 25 paint your pet kits for that. So I did a bunch of portraits for my Etsy shop. It's great. I feel lucky. I definitely feel lucky that is still going on, and that I'm still making sales over there. But I did struggle to keep up with my Instagram feed, and that's just been this year. I've kind of stepped back a little bit. I still post a lot over there, but I'm doing more and more with my stories than in my feed. But yeah, I just had a lot of personal stuff going on, and it kind of pushed me, I think, in a direction that I've been hesitating to go for a while. And I think I mentioned this in February, but I came into this month kind of with the idea that I wanted to do some experimentation. But I think what I'm coming out of this month with is a realization that it's more than experimentation, that it might be a pivot that I need to make. Hey guys, so it is early in the morning, but we've got to go to Michael's to get some supplies for our kits that we're making for the St. Pity's fundraiser. So let's head out there. It's quite a trip, but we got to do it. And so let's go out there and grab our supplies and see if there's anything else we might want out there. And by the way, check out my sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt so much. I got it on Printify. It's the first thing I ever made on Printify. So I love it. It's got my little Boston scribbly on it. Anyway, yeah, so let's go. Most of the stuff that I got earlier at Michael's was not exciting at all. But I did get something that is definitely worth showing you guys. So I want to do that before I forget. Okay, so this cost me less than $5, these things that I'm about to show you. Okay, so the first is this little, what do they call it? It's like a little wooden plaque kind of a thing. And it's kind of rough around the edges. It's really rough around the edges. And I even have a router, so I could probably have just made something like this if I just paid like $5 for a router bit. Okay, maybe $10 for a router bit. But anyway, it's like a pine wood plaque, and it's nothing like super special. But as soon as I saw it, I was like inspired. I was like, oh my God, this looks like the cutest little like pub sign or like cafe sign, like pub sign kind of a thing. And so I was super inspired. I want to say this was like $2, but I had a coupon and they were having a sale like they always are, so it might have been even less than $2. So I was looking for wooden panels to paint on, and I couldn't really find anything, but they had this whole plaque section. And so this was in there as well, just like the other one. But this one is like a super thin, what is this? Birch plaque, I think they call it. I think it's for wood burning, or honestly, I'm not really sure what it's for. But they had them in a couple of different shapes and sizes, like weird ones like hearts and stuff. I really liked this one, and I really liked it on its own. But then I saw this one, and immediately I thought of this. Like, how adorable would it be to stack these? To have like a background painted and then pop this guy on top with a little portrait in it, like a little cameo. How cute would that be? That would be so cute. I can't get over how cute I think that would be. Now get this. Look how cute is this? Putting these together so you have, maybe there's something painted, like a scene painted here, and then like with like a little name of like a cafe or something here, or even the opposite, like the name here and then your little scene or your little like illustration up here, or even this way. I just thought that was the cutest thing, and for like $3, there was no way I was gonna pass this up. But yeah, so I haven't figured out exactly what I'm gonna do with them yet, but I think I'm inspired to do something. Hey guys, so I'm back home but I'm trying to figure out how to jump back into painting, but I have an idea, so I want to show you real quick. So I've got this cabinet that I've set up with a bunch of stuff in it, and it's got me thinking about trying a still life. So I think I'm gonna set one up and see what it looks like. Okay, I think I got it. Let's go take a look. Okay, here's what I've got. I've got this little setup and I really, really like it. And I think I want to try and paint it. Just this section right here, I think is what I'm going to try and set up as my still life. So I'm going to get all this other stuff out of the way, and I'm kind of excited about this. I think I'm thinking the key to painting a still life is painting things that you actually care about. So let's give that a try. Okay, so painting is done. Yeah, so let me go grab it and show you how it went. Okay, so we started with a sketch in one of my older sketchbooks that I haven't been using. Okay, so we started with the sketch, and I'm going to throw the final photo up on here somewhere so you can see that too. But we started with this sketch, and I didn't want to paint in this sketchbook, so I went ahead and transferred it into my other sketchbook to paint. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Here it is. Okay, so I painted this one. I painted it in acrylic. This is my oil painting sketchbook, and it's full of lots of portraits. I think this is probably the first non-portrait in this book, actually. At least the first one that I've painted. And yeah, it's not bad. I think the sketch could use a little bit more work. I think as a color study, this is good, mostly because I now know what colors I like and what colors I don't like. I think if I did this again, which I plan to do, I think I want to do something maybe a little bit more, with a little more yellow in it. So it's more of like a primary color palette, because there's a lot of blue and there's a lot of red. I think the balance would be with that yellow, adding like a golden tone in there. It'll warm it up, and I think it'll just make it what I was hoping it would be. But all in all, I really do like it, and I think I want to find a couple more items, maybe from that cabinet, and try a couple more setups. But yeah, I like still life painting now. Who knew? Okay, guys, so here we are again in another sketchbook that I haven't touched in a while, and you probably recognize this one maybe if you saw my, I don't know, a couple of videos ago I showed you all of the sketchbooks that I have, and this is actually my travel sketchbook, and I haven't worked in this one for a long time, and mostly because I haven't done any travel. But to be honest, I haven't even really been thinking about even working in it. So this month I celebrated a birthday, and I got treated to a little trip. It was actually kind of a big trip. We went to Universal and Disney World, and it was so much fun. Like, so much fun. I'm not a huge fan of like Disney in general, but the parks are some of my favorite. And over at Universal, they have all the Harry Potter stuff. Again, not a huge fan of Harry Potter, but I love the parks. So you'll probably, if you've been there, you'll probably recognize some of the things that I'm sketching here. But yeah, so I'm again trying to branch out a little bit this month and do some things that I just haven't done in a really long time, or just have kind of forgotten about doing. And so with this sketchbook, I always had hoped that I would use this travel sketchbook to kind of really remember the trips that I took, and even if the paintings in here or the sketches or whatever were loose and not anything that I would necessarily want to, hang on my walls, they were things that would help me kind of commemorate or just at least remember the trips that I've been on. And so I pulled a couple of pics from this recent trip, and mostly some interesting architecture that I saw, and I decided to go ahead and sketch them up and paint them. But I did it as a exercise. So I've been watching a lot of other vlogs lately, and there's a lot of timed sketching going on, and then I noticed, and so I thought, you know what, that's probably a really good way to do this. Like, that'll keep me loose, that'll keep me motivated, it'll keep me moving, it'll get me to fill a couple of pages in this book, and instead of just noodling on one picture like all day. And so that's what I did. I gave myself about 20 to 30 minutes per piece. And to be honest, these are not my favorites. I went with a limited color palette that I thought would work with all three of these pictures, just to keep it simple. And I used paint and then went back over them with colored pencil. And I don't think the technique was something that bothered me. I think the speed was what bothered me. I really do. Like, I felt a little anxious, a little rushed, and I don't know. I don't think I got out of this what I was supposed to. So it's not to say that I won't do it again, but like, when I watch other people doing this exercise, it feels like they're having fun. Like, it feels like they are really enjoying themselves. They're kind of, I don't know, they're being playful, they're exploring stuff. And for me, I just found it stressful. So obviously I either need to practice more, or I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong, because yeah, it wasn't working for me. But that doesn't mean that I didn't learn anything from this. I actually think that this sketchbook in general is something that I wanna pick back up. So earlier in the week, I had done a still life, and I don't think that the actual painting that I did was all that special and all that great, but I actually felt really good doing it. Like, I felt like I was doing something new. I felt like I was learning something. I felt like there was more in it for me. And I kind of feel like that way with this sketchbook. Like, I feel like there is not only an opportunity here for me to like improve my portrait drawing through, drawing some of these other things, like whether it's landscapes or still lifes or whatever, but I feel like there's opportunities for me to actually branch out and start doing some of those other things. Like, I've been doing portraits for a while. Like, professionally, I've been doing portraits for a couple of years, I don't know, 4 years or something like that. And I've really been focused about it. Like, I have barely done anything other than portraits. And professionally, I haven't done anything other than portraits. And so I don't think I'm burned out on it, but I do think that there's kind of a part of my brain that's just craving something else. And I think that there's an opportunity now in my business and professional life to kind of start exploring that. And I think that I'm going to start doing that really soon. Like, I think that that's probably the next step in my shop, is to start offering a wider variety of things. And so this year I've already kind of pulled back on doing commissioned portraits, because that was just something that I had already started feeling like I needed to do just for my own well-being. It's just, portrait commissions are a lot of work. They're very stressful. They take a lot of time. And I knew that there were other things that I wanted to do. And I thought that those other things were going to be things that still involved portrait work, but just not commissions. But now I feel like that's still an option, but I think my options, I just want to keep them a little bit more open than that. And so I'm definitely going to do more still life. I think that's probably the first thing that I want to explore. And I think that's probably the thing that's going to translate the easiest, but over into my shop and into my product line. Because if you've been on my Etsy shop, I offer paint your pet kits. I offer portrait kits, like paint by number type things. And I think that if I can turn some of my still life artwork into kits like that, I think that would be a really cool opportunity to create something that was almost like a learn how to paint kit, because working with a still life in kind of a tonal value sort of way really does teach you kind of the fundamentals of painting. And it's more so even than like a paint by number. So that's something that I think will be hopefully coming to my shop pretty soon. But then I also think there's an opportunity for some original artwork in my shop, which is something that I have not done in a really long time. Like, I don't think I've added any original artwork to my shop that wasn't a commission. I think it's been years. Like, honestly, I think it's been years since I've actually offered up anything. Yeah, I think it has been years. And so I think that that's an opportunity that I want to explore for sure. And hopefully at this point, I'll be able to do that on a regular basis, now that I have kind of given myself the freedom to even consider that opportunity. But yeah, so back to these drawings and paintings. So I think that I do think that there's something there. I feel like I was definitely inspired by, like I said, other artists online that I saw doing this type of work. And I think off of the top of my head, like Monkey Mintaka, like April was a huge influence. And I'm sure there are others. I wish I could think of them right now. But there's just so many. And I think April was doing some, like, a lot of buildings lately, and that just got me really inspired to sort of think about buildings and think about drawing them in like a really simplified kind of way that that almost mimics portraiture, if I'm being honest. Like, when you look at the 3 pieces that I've done, they very much kind of mimic the portraiture type composition. Like, there's one main focus, it's pretty much central, and everything else in the picture just kind of draws your eye to that like one main piece of architecture, or like in the one it was a sculpture, and the one it was, I don't know what it was, some kind of a architectural element on the side of the building, and then like this one where it's like this character kind of popping out of this building. So yeah, so I think compositionally, color-wise, things like that, all of my portrait work to date is kind of supporting this work that I'm doing now. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna see where I can take it a little bit further, and see how I can add this new kind new kind of artwork into my existing portfolio in a way that doesn't feel foreign, doesn't feel forced, and feels like a natural kind of progression. Alright guys, that's all for me today. Let me know in the comments if you're going through anything similar, if you're thinking about evolving your art practice or doing something different. I'd love to hear about it. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Hopefully I'll be back soon. And yeah, I'll see you next time.